Since 5 o'clock to arrive around noon. And I swear this paranoia, man, it can destroy you. Every time I call, I swear that I'm through. I'm like 6 feet from my sanity, just trying to get back. I figure out why Carol Baskin sent her husband to that cat. This ain't no time to be sober. This ain't no time to be sober. It's a time and place to hide your face, and I got not much time to waste. This ain't no time to be sober.
Good morning.
I used to crack a beer and go on CMT, but now I'm sipping vodka with EDC. And this ain't no time to be sober. This ain't no time to be sober. This ain't no time to be sober. It's a time and place to hide your face, and I got not much time to waste. This ain't no time to be sober. I do believe we should shake here, but I do mine over here. And this ain't no time to be sober. I can't wait till it's over. She rattled the ice in my plastic cup. I said, yes, man, fill her up. Tell me something good that I don't know. Cause this world's been kicking my behind. Life ain't been a friend of mine. Lately I've been feeling kind of low. And she looked back over her shoulder, pointing at the sign hanging up on the wall. Let's say everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Nobody's gotta worry about nothing. Don't go hitting that panic button. It ain't worth spilling your drink. Everything's gonna be alright. 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 So I nodded my head and said that's for sure. Dropped a few bucks in the mason jar. Got those good old neon vibes on me. And whatever monkey that was on my back, he jumped off just like that, right into the deep blue sea. And I looked back over her shoulder, thinking about the sign hanging up on the wall. Let's say everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Nobody's gotta worry about nothing. Don't go hitting that panic button. It ain't near as bad as you think. Everything's gonna be alright.
Good morning. Good morning.
30 seconds to go. There ain't no doubt it's gonna work out. Come on, sing it with me. There ain't no doubt it's gonna work out. Come on. All right, good morning, good morning. Nice, man.
Good morning. Happy October.
Said it. Happy October.
Happy fourth quarter.
That's the key. And we're gonna spark some energy today.
Yes, we are.
All right, because I don't know, I'm paying attention. I'm listening to every class we're given. And we're given really good, solid sound advice. And I think it was Mike that was talking about it on Monday.
that we have to let go of the excuses, right? And it all boils down to our why. And, you know, some people say, well, I'm brand new in the business. I got all this stuff. You're not new in the business. You're part of Century 21 Beckons. We've done over 50,000 real estate transactions. There's not much in the marketplace we haven't accomplished. All you have to do in our partnership is reach out and talk to people and then use our experience to go through. So Deb and I were talking yesterday, and we decided that maybe we can empower some people to go after FSBOs in Q4, because we need listings more than anything. Like it was Jeff talking about, you know, it's a catastrophic problem not having inventory. So those of you who can get inventory will survive. Not only survive, you're going to thrive, right? So what prevents us from going after a for sale by owner?
Fear.
Fear.
They're going to reject me.
So we had to get over the fear right now, because it's time. So what are the things that create the fear? Number one, probably not knowing, finish my sentence, what to say, right? Not knowing what to say is the biggest problem. So how do we overcome that particular problem? And this is for everybody, whether you're new, experienced, old. If you're not going after for sale by owners, there's a problem. Let's talk about it. So Richard Crennel is one of our former agents who lives in my neighborhood. Richard is retired. He doesn't really do real estate anymore, put his license aside. He bought a house in Georgia, and he's been vacationing between Georgia and Florida. An agent listed a house catty corner to him, and it's about the same age of the house as one of the original homes in the neighborhood. And he sold it. It put it on 549, and it sold for 549 in like a day. And then that agent who got the listing lives in the neighborhood, not us. He called around the neighborhood and said, hey, I generated a lot of buyers on this listing I just had. Would you consider selling your house? And Richard said, yeah, I would. So the guy got a commission agreement and showed Richard's house, and Richard got a contract at 610, right? That's how this game works, guys. But what did that agent do?
Got proactive.
He got a listing, and then he called around the neighborhood. So everything we do, we take an action, and then we can multiply the results of that action by doing more things, right? So anyway, my point was, so Richard sold his house for 610, totally unsolicited. Richard was basically a for sale owner, right? I suspect, honestly, that I could have gotten Richard 630, right? Richard could have afforded to pay us a commission and put more money in his pocket and have us, what are you doing there, Deb? You got two devices on?
I'm not doing anything. I don't know what's come up. That just popped up on my screen too.
Weird.
That is weird.
You've got goblins for Halloween running
around. I do. Put my mask back on.
So Richard's happy to get 610. I could have gotten him 630, done all the work, and put more money in his pocket. And I 100% believe that is true, right? You, ooh, look at that. I look like Uncle Sam. You need to believe that's true too, right? So Richard got $300 a foot for his house, which in Richard's brain was a very good price. Except I know the market, and I know we just sold one outside the gate for $362 a foot, right? And Richard's house is in Symphony, in a gated community on Better Waterfront with a pool. That house had a pool too, and it's a little bit bigger. So he really left money on the table being a for sale owner. I'm telling you this because you have to have the confidence that we provide more value, because we study the market. Well, you need to study the market. We study the market, okay? So the fear. So Deb, I thought we go through the FSBO script first of all, because this is actually a class on how to go after FSBOs.
Yeah.
So the reason we don't is fear. The reason we have fear is because we don't know what to say. And then we're going to go through a really cool, painless way for you to make contact and offer value. And then the key to everything in life is F you. Follow up. I'm in a good mood today.
Yeah, I have 3 good reasons to go after for FSBOs.
Okay.
Number one, they have to sell, right? Why not go after them? They have to sell, they need to sell, they want to sell. Number two is they really need us. They don't know it. It's up to you to really show your value. That's what we're going to show today. And number three is they have to move somewhere else. So there could be two deals in that. So
Or
it's
to referral opportunity.
yeah, they got to move somewhere else. So you've got two deals you're looking at. So this is where, okay, great. But scripting, I sent you the script last night because I think the script
got
is still pertinent to what we're doing today.
I've got it. I've got it. So I'm sharing my screen now. Okay, so this is like no BS.
Mhm.
Rena, you raised your hand, but I don't know what that means. You're just having a high five or you have a question? If you have a question, put it in the chat so we can see what it says. Okay, so for sale by owner script. Now, ideally, you would have this internalized and be able to ask these questions, but a script is really nothing more than a series of questions that engage you in a conversation about real estate, right? Now, let's talk about expectations. Deb, when you call for sale by owner, do they sit there patiently and let you ask all these questions?
Oh, heck no.
Right.
You get through about the first 3 or 4 if you're lucky on the first time.
Right. So tactically, you would have your script, you put their name on it, you put a date on it when you called them, and your objective is to, over time, get answers to these questions. Because as you're getting these questions answered, you're going to build rapport and you're going to become more comfortable with them and they're becoming more comfortable with you. This is not a slam bam, thank you, ma'am. You make a call, you get a listing. So put that out of your, that'd be great if it did happen, and I'm sure it does happen sometimes. But for the most part, this is a rapport building game where you're going to call them, ask them some questions, and get a little rejection. Okay, it's all right. And then you're going to persistently follow up again, find new ways to deliver value. We'll talk about that as we go through. And then you're going to ask some more, pick up where you left off, ask some more questions. And then you're going to follow up again. And as now, hopefully this house doesn't sell in the meantime, but this is the game. And I think it was Mike talk about the lightning, saying it's a consistent application, right? Over and over and over again. So if you just do this and next week the FSBO sells on his own, did you waste your time? No, these are steps in a process that consistently applied will result in answers and things.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, and
before we do this,
yeah, if the FSBO gets under contract too, does it mean it's going to close?
No, it
Chances
does
are
not.
it's not. And you still should follow up. You really need to follow up on a weekly basis, same day a week, so you can show your value and your consistency. And so
Okay.
even if they're under contract.
let's debunk a couple myths. There are no FSBOs. The market's hot. Everything's selling super fast. This is Zillow. These are for sale by owners. And I'm sorry, did I do that right?
Yeah, well, do the drop down there. There's a drop down, then go over to the little arrow on the drop down on the for sale by, on the for sale red dot. Yeah. Okay, yeah, there you go.
This is just for sale by owner. So on Zillow, for sale by owner, that's all it is. These are for sale by owners in Pinellas County. What's the acronym for sale by owner? FSBO? Family seeking bad offers.
Yep.
Richard thinks he got a good offer. Richard sought a bad offer. It works for him, but he left money on the table. So there's Pinellas County. Let's look at Manatee.
You can just click on the map. There you go. You've got everything up for everywhere.
Oh, I do? Okay, that
Yeah,
works.
you do. Yeah. Yeah, you just click on the map and it starts exploding out to wherever you want.
So there's Manatee and Sarasota. No FSBOs there, guys. I mean, there's no excuse. Let's look at Hillsborough County.
There you go.
I
You
mean,
think
this
you
is,
can find 4 or 5 FSBOs to talk to?
well, with our reach, with 8 physical plants, with physical offices around the Bay Area, we can touch all these places, and there's no
That's
geographical boundaries for you guys. It's a friggin' listing, right? You get it, price it right, counsel the seller properly, and we're gonna get a sale.
Yeah.
So would you agree with me by a show of hands that there are opportunities in the marketplace with for sale by owners?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. Okay, so that
Yeah.
myth has been debunked. So now let's go back to our script and let's talk about what we're going to ask them. So Deb, let's you and I role play this. You want to be the agent or you want to be the customer?
I'll be the customer.
Okay. Calling on the phone. Let's presume we're calling on the phone. Why is it easier to call a for sale by owner?
It's easier to hang up.
Because they give you their phone number,
Yeah.
right? The hardest thing with an expired is finding their phone number.
Yep.
How hard is it to find a FSBO's phone number?
Just going to Zillow to the bottom.
Zillow to the bottom. They put their phone number, or that's right on their sign. It's very simple. So ring, ring.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, I'm calling about the home for sale. Is it still available?
Yes, it is.
Oh, great. Hey, I'm Craig with Century 21, and I know you're going to try your home, try on your own for well, I know you're going to try it on your own for a little while, and I'm here to interview for the job when you're ready. And that's why I'm curious, when's the next time you have free to interview Century 21 Beggins for the job of getting your property sold?
You know, we're still trying to save some money. It's that commission that we hear about all the time. And I'm just
Oh.
trying to save some money right now.
You want to save some money? Fantastic. I certainly understand that, and I agree. If you sold this home, where are you going to go next?
We're going to go to Colorado
Colorado, fantastic. How soon do you have to be there?
next month.
Next month. Wow.
Next month. Yeah, my job. I have a new job starting in Colorado next month. So I got to go.
Really? What do you do?
I sell real estate for a broker who's expanding into Colorado.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Super. So how long have you been trying to sell your property on your own?
Oh, about 5 days.
5 days. Oh, so you're really new to the market. How's the activity been?
Oh my God, I'm getting so many calls. Most of them are from your damn realtors though.
Yeah.
I have gotten 50 calls from realtors lately.
Well, the market is actually very hot right now, and we're actually selling 10 to 20 houses a day, which is pretty rapid. It's more than we're used to, even in this pandemic.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you were able to sell the home in the next 30 days, would that be okay?
Oh, that'd be fantastic. I do have to move.
Have you already found a place in Colorado yet?
No, I haven't even contacted a realtor because I need to sell. And I talked to a mortgage guy and he says I got to sell before they can approve me for a mortgage.
Yeah, I can help you. Oftentimes when we're dealing with this a lot, people need to sell their home in order to buy a new one. And most sellers won't even consider an offer from the buyer if the home is not even on the market. So that's a challenge. Okay, so you see what's happening here? Am I reading a script or am I being conversational?
Very conversational.
It's
And this is
totally
really,
conversational.
this is really how it goes too with the for sale by owners. They're not really pushing you away. They're having a conversation because you're interested.
Yeah, but I want you guys to see, I'm not here drilling questions at the person.
Yeah.
We're doing the mirror matching. I'm repeating and confirming what she says. I'm going off script to fill the gap with what do you do? Where are you moving? What kind of work do you do? I'm building rapport along the way. And all this script is a guide. And you can tell I haven't internalized it, right? But it's a script. It's right there in front of me.
Yeah.
Right? So-
I threw you a nugget. I told you I was moving to Colorado and didn't have an agent.
That's right. You move to Colorado and don't have an agent. And
Yeah, you can have a
But rather than pounce on you right there, I talked about how most sellers in Colorado won't even consider an offer from the buyer who's not even on the market, right? So I'm just dropping little seeds along the way, which is what all you got to do in this concept. Now I'm going to pick up, and she's probably going to cut me off at some point, saying, "Craig, I really appreciate your time, but we're going to try it on our own for a while." So I'm going to finish question 5. What methods are you using for marketing your home, Deb?
Zillow, and I got a sign in the yard.
Zillow. That's probably pretty good.
Yeah.
And you said you're getting lots of leads.
I'm just getting a lot of realtor calls.
That's
And I'm getting investor calls that really want to lowball me.
Oh my God, all the iBuyers out there, right? Have you checked out any of the iBuyer programs?
No,
Do you know what an iBuyer is?
no.
I can help you with that. It looks like your home's under 400,000. Is that about right?
Well, I thought it was around 450. We're just trying it a little higher just because we know we're going to have to negotiate, So
Most of the iBuyers won't go over 400,000, but if you are under 400, I can bring you an offer like today.
Really?
Yeah.
Would that would spur somebody's interest? Wouldn't that spur somebody's interest? You just got my full attention. What do you mean you can bring me a
What am
buyer?
I talking about? I'll go straight to OfferPad and get an offer,
Yeah,
right? And what does OfferPad pay me?
3%.
3%.
Yeah.
Look at that. So I just met a for sale by owner who's under 400 grand and they don't have an offer yet and they don't know what iBuyers are. But I know about iBuyers.
Yeah.
So that's it. Awareness gives you flexibility. Flexibility gives you options. Options give you power. So myself being aware that OfferPad is an option, and for a quick 3% option, why wouldn't you call a for sale by owner and bring them an offer from OfferPad.
I mean, you would have just got my full attention at that point when you said, if I had a, if I can get you a contract today or bring a buyer today, would you be happy? I'm in a hurry as a buyer. I got to get out of here and I'm trying to save money. This would have just heightened my awareness and me listening to you, I think, a lot more. It made you actually separate from the pack of other realtors out there, totally.
Because I'm aware.
Yeah.
Right. And you guys are aware because you plug into what we do and we make you aware. So very cool. All right. So blow me off. Let's just keep the script going. So you get,
Okay.
how did you determine your sales price?
Zillow. Isn't Zillow accurate? I saw the price on Zillow and that's what the for sale by owners think. It's accurate, isn't it? It does its own analytics.
Yeah, it's very accurate. What is the stat? Actually, it just lost my mind. It is within 10% accurate 90% of the time.
Oh.
That's not the right stat. It's actually in this estimate.
Yeah.
What was that? Oh, my neighbor has this fancy car collection, and every day, yesterday, a bright green McLaren drove by. Today, it's a red Porsche.
Oh my goodness.
It's Steve Hurley.
Wow.
All right. So the script questions: what methods using for market room? They're going to hit the sign in the yard in Zillow. How did you determine your sales price? That's powerful. That would give you the opportunity to offer a strategic pricing analysis, which sometimes you're going to do these things for free, just as a giveaway.
Yeah.
Are you prepared to adjust your price down when working with a buyer? Why would we ask that question?
Because I would not think I would, in this market, I would think I would have to adjust my price at all.
Well, I also want to find out if there's room in there for commission.
Yeah. So I haven't even thought about that. I really think with a hot market today, why wouldn't I get full price?
No, it depends how you priced it.
Yeah.
Because a house is worth what a buyer is willing to pay based on what else is available the day they decide to buy. And this market with such low inventory, very often houses are going up in value, and sellers like yourself don't really understand, like Richard didn't understand, that there was a pending that went under contract at $352 a foot and he accepted $300. $50 a foot on a 2,000 square foot house is $100,000.
A lot of money to walk
There
away
you go.
from. Yeah.
So Deb, why did you decide to sell yourself rather than hire the best real estate company?
Well, I thought it'd sell really quickly. Why do I need a realtor?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
interesting. Because a lot of people think about this and they think the realtor's job is to sell the house.
Mhm.
Really, it's not. The houses kind of sell themselves. What the realtor does is they represent the seller and educate them on market conditions and pricing, right? So just looking at Zillow to determine your value might be leaving things on the ground. As a professional real estate agent, I'd love to give you what we call, it's a proprietary tool for Century 21 Vegas. It's called strategic pricing analysis. And what I'll do is I'll put together the information of what's for sale now. That's what buyers can pay. What recently sold, what buyers did pay, and then what failed to sell, which isn't much today, which is what buyers refuse to pay, which we call expired listings. Would you like me to put that together for you?
Sure.
I'd love to do that. Perfect.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. Just because I need to see, if you think the pricing is off a little bit, why wouldn't I want to know that? Why wouldn't I want to know where I should be?
Well, I'm willing to do the work for you for free. Today's Wednesday. What if I could probably get it together by Friday?
Oh, that'd be great.
But I got to tell you that this is no pressure for me. But in order to accurately price your house, I really need to see it. It's like I was in the shower listening to the radio this morning, and International Diamond Center came on. They're always on the radio, and you can't judge the value of a diamond without actually seeing it. You got to see its clarity and the colors and all that type of stuff. So the condition of your home really does make a huge difference as I'm comparing it to what else is available. So could I come by today or tomorrow to take a quick look?
Sure. Can you come by today? Make sure you got your mask on, and can you wear some gloves? I'm really paranoid about people coming in the house right now.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
I'm
wash my
concerned about that.
on, and I'll have the booties on my feet if you'd like.
Okay, that'd be great.
Yeah, this is just a quick preview. It'll be a 5-10 minute experience is all I need to get an idea, so I can accurately give you a pricing analysis.
Okay, I'll be home at 2 today.
2 o'clock today?
Is that good for you?
That works for me. I'll see you at 2.
Okay.
Okay. Now that was obviously fun to do, right? Could that be a real situation though?
This could actually be a very real situation.
So what I would encourage our agent, we're into Q4. I don't know why I'm playing with a knife. We're in Q4. We know there's a lot of for sale by owners out there. We just learned a script we could use that is very conversational, that some of you could read out loud and then just pause and listen and comment back and act like a human being.
Guys, I used to keep this script on a clipboard in front of me, whether I called, whether I went by the house. I always had it with me so I could glance down and look at the questions to keep in that conversation. You know, internalizing this is great, but if you can still keep it in front of you because you want to get in those conversations and you want to keep that flow going and asking the right questions on a consistent basis. This
There's
is
no magic here, guys. It's right there.
Yeah.
It's just the fear that you've created in your head that these FSBOs don't need you.
Yeah.
And that's not true. But if I could offer, now this is free work for me. How long does it take to do a good strategic pricing analysis?
Couple hours.
Right. Now, how many agents would go do a pricing analysis without seeing the house?
All of them.
Most of them, for sure.
Yeah, they're
It's
going to walk
critical.
in and shoot from the hip. Oh yeah, your house is great. It's worth 500. Is that what you want? Okay, then it's worth 500. That's what they do.
It is. And they don't look at it.
No.
And when you look at it, like Thomas and I were talking about last week, you're looking at the mud daubers, you're looking at the cracks in the stucco, you're looking at the waviness of the roof shingles, you're looking at all the stuff that a buyer's going to see. You're going to ask questions about how old is your water heater? How old is your plumbing? How old are your air conditioners? All those things make a difference, right? Like Richard's house, Richard, he did not have new windows, and that's about a $40,000 experience.
Yeah.
Right. And I know that because I saw Richard this morning and he told me the new buyers already spent 50 grand on the house. They're having no windows put in, all this other stuff. So all those are components that Zillow, and it's no discount to Zillow. I love Zillow. It's a great tool when you understand what its purpose is. Zillow doesn't know if my house, if I had new windows, does that make my house worth more?
Actually, it could.
It could, but it may not. If all my other competition has new windows,
Yeah.
the new windows don't add any value to my house. They're expected.
Yeah.
But if all my houses, all my competition are my age and they have old windows, then I'm going to have more value with new windows, right? But this is the strategery behind being a professional real estate person versus somebody looking for a listing, right? All I want is to get in front of this person and see their house. And maybe it's a dog, and maybe they're overpriced, maybe they're underpriced. I don't know.
Maybe they're mean and rude and hateful and you may not want to deal with them. That's
Maybe
your
they just had a bad day. That's right. But
Yeah.
if you have the power, if you didn't get this one, then there's always another one, but you're practicing along the way.
Yeah.
The two chats.
A good part of the time though, a lot of for sale by owners will, this is what they'll say to you too. Well, you know, if you bring a buyer, I'll pay you 3%. They will. About probably 70%.
That's better than nothing.
Yeah.
So what do you do then?
Talk about agency.
I'd get a commission agreement signed. Right.
Absolutely.
I mean, what did this realtor do that sold the house catty corner to Richard?
You got a one-party listing agreement?
He got a one-party listing agreement, and hell, for all I know, Richard paid him 5%. I didn't ask.
Yeah.
Right? Thinking he got a discount. Right? Many opportunities here. Right? So I just use the script to get myself invited over to look at their house because I can't give them a free pricing analysis until I see it. And if you guys, if I find out that you're giving pricing analysis without looking at a house, you know, put you over my knee and smack you in the ass. That's just not the right thing to do.
Well, you can't tell whether it's really a palace or a pit. You know, you can't
You
really,
can see the pictures on Zillow.
pictures aren't that good most of the time, or they're embellished.
Yeah.
You know,
Go look at a FSBO's pictures versus a Shannon's pictures. Totally
Yeah.
different experience. I can totally tell the difference 100%.
most of FSBOs are doing their cell phones. They think this is a good camera, and it's not.
It's not the camera, it's the person pushing the button.
Yeah.
My phone's got apparently an amazing camera, but I'm not a good photographer. So, all right. I want to make this really simple though. All right. All we want to do is reach out to them and ask them these very simple questions and then start conversing, building rapport. looking for openings to explain some knowledge that you have. And your knowledge of pricing is better than theirs because you've got more tools. Thomas just wrote in and said Zillow's all about algorithms, right? And Zillow's algorithm is damn good, guys. Make no mistake. But it can't take, and they don't pretend that it will, it can't take the place of an appraiser or a professional real estate agent evaluating the home.
Yeah.
That's why our strategic pricing analysis is such a tool to go through and know, and even if you do it with a pencil and you write in dollar per square foot and the number of bedrooms, bathrooms, and the unique things about the house, the what do we call the competitive advantages, right? And then they get to, you know, the more complicated properties, the waterfront, you know, the age of your seawall. I mean, I could see Zillow saying, hey, this house 924 just sold for $599. But Zillow doesn't know that they had to put a $70,000 seawall in. Wow. So when the next comp comes up and they, oh, that was for $599. Well, now it's got a $70,000 seawall. Did that seawall add any value? No.
Does Zillow really know that may be waterfront or not? Well, you know, what I find too is a lot of times Zillow is throwing in non-waterfront homes with waterfront homes in Apollo Beach. And so there could be a couple $100,000 off right there because the lots are worth 250 to 3 right now. You know, there's a lot more analytics that go into this and algorithms that you have to know personally when you are farming, when you're looking at your area that you're trying to find that home in and really do your analytics for the area. You've got to have that product knowledge and what's going on in the area.
And you've also got a wealth of resources around you in your office.
Yep.
You know, Deb, your office knows so much about Sun City Center that even a new agent that needed help, all they could do is say, hey, Sandy, do you know anything about Club Estates?
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I do.
Yeah.
Right. So, all right, I'm not going to spend the time and bore you with reading this entire script because you can do that yourself.
No.
Where would you find this script?
Well, it's in Drive and it's in BE3
agents.com.
agents.com.
It's also in .loop, I believe. I think we put all of our scripts in .loop too as a big library.
Oh, that'd be great.
Chatting,
Thank you, Thomas. Okay. Okay.
Yep, .loop.
Yep. Good.
That's your go-to for everything. All right. So the next thing, Deb, we pulled up was the FSBO guide. And I think this is an amazing tool. And
I
some
love
people
this tool.
disagree with me.
Yeah.
But
no, I love this tool. I think it is such a cool thing to hand to for sale by owner. Mike Puma rolled this out beginning of the year, I think. And it is just something to really open up the for sale by owner's eyes on what the reality of what we do in this business. It's not a matter of getting a buyer and going to contract and closing. It goes through all the steps they need to do to get their house ready, to get it on the market, to what the things they have to go through with the contract, everything else, which they have no clue. They really do not know, even though they've sold 20 homes in 15 years, it doesn't matter. They're not on this side of it.
right.
So, so this guide really is an eye opener for most for sale by owners, and they like getting this. We started using it this actually last, I think January, February, and it was just, it was actually a game changer to open the door for sale by owners, because now you've got something of value you're handing them, and you need to take this over to them instead of sending it out on a PDF. You need to go and give it to them. Put it in a nice little folder and give it to them.
So let's talk about the pros and the cons. There's a school of thought that says, oh my God, this tells the FSBO everything they have to do. So why do they need us? That's one school of thought. The other school of thought is, oh my God, this tells the FSBO all the stuff they got to do, and they ain't going to do it.
Yeah.
It also tells them all the stuff that we're going to do. And everything in this guide, I love it, is really what we should be doing.
Absolutely.
So this is like when I was talking to Deb on the script call, I could say, you know, Deb, we put together a for sale, but I know you want to sell your house on your own. I'd like the opportunity to send you a referral to a qualified agent in Colorado. What town are you going to? I'll make that happen for you.
Yeah.
I'll also give you our FSBO guide. Our company put together a guide of all the things that we suggest a for sale buyer to do to get the property sold. Would you like me to drop a copy by?
It's like, oh, sure. Well, yeah,
Sure,
why not?
Guide? Why not?
Yeah. You're offering me help right now. Why wouldn't I take that?
So this serves as a checklist to ensure you have a greater chance to sell your home, presented by, and you put your name in here. This guide should help you get the price you want, help you with the complexities of the paperwork, help you sell in your time frame, help you prepare your home to sell, help you understand all the complexities involved in selling and closing and a closing process. Involved in selling, in the selling and closing process. Mike, there should have a "the" in there. Don't say I'm not going to give it out because there's a typo. Just give it out.
Yeah, and you can fix that typo.
Exposure is the key to selling your home. Here are some easy but must-do tasks. Put a sign in the front yard. How many FSBOs don't put a sign in their front yard?
I would imagine a third, Craig. And some of them are in gated areas.
I show you every week how many calls we have, where they come from Zillow, or where they come from centuryhome.com, or when it's a yard sign. What is consistently one of the biggest source of leads? Yard sign. Consistently one of the biggest source of leads. And I would argue to say they're probably the best leads we get. Because a customer actually picked up the phone and called, willingly called a real estate office.
Yep.
All right. We know this seems obvious, yet only 22% of FSBOs do this. A little insider secret, our #1 source for buyers on our listings are from sign calls. You're giving them all the secrets. Yep. Text it to your friends and family. Your friends and family are a great source for marketing.
So I got to text my friends and family. Uh-oh.
Well, why wouldn't you? This is a job, right? We're basically showing them what we do.
Yeah.
I don't want to dominate the conversation. Why don't you read this page?
Okay. You've got to list it on the internet. Well, isn't Zillow enough? You got to make sure you create your listings on Zillow and other for sale by owner websites. The more you create, the more exposure you will get. Keep in mind, high quality video and photos will go a long way. Now, what are you planning in your client's head? He's thinking, oh my God, I got to spend money. I got to get a video. I got to get better pictures than my cell phone. MLS website. There are services where you can pay a fee to get homes on MLS. This will give you the exposure to an aging community. The realtor represents 97% of the buyers. What is this telling this for sale by owner now? The realtors are going to be bringing in your buyers no matter what. This is a great way to get in front of them. I didn't know about that service. Your for sale by owner is going to say, I didn't know about that. Social media. Posting the home on social media platforms is important. Target ads to drive business buyers to your sites. This is standard for any home we represent because it has proven results. I hate Facebook. I hate, you've got people out there that will not get in social media right now or haven't been. Not everybody's in social media. So for sale by owner, depending on where they're at, maybe they don't want their neighbors to know they're moving. Maybe they don't want their neighbors to know they're getting divorced. You don't know.
I would also imagine that the for sale by owner social media has not built a following like Mike's about you to do.
Nope.
They're not posting consistently every day. They don't have many viewers, and the people are not the people they already know.
Yeah, and they got to spend time doing all this stuff. Guess what? They don't have. They don't have time because they're working. Positioning your home in the market. Thinking about positioning rather than pricing. We never price a home. What? Think about your home being a product on a shelf. You need to understand what would make someone buy your product versus the competing ones right next to it. In order to do that, here's a few suggestions. They haven't even thought about this. They just think, okay, I'm going to throw a price out there. Zillow says what it is, and there's buyers with money in their pockets that are going to come buy it. That is their real mind set on this. Research your competition. Use sites like Zillow to see what other comparable homes are in your area. That may be competing homes. What is their position on the market? How long have they been on the market? How do their features compare to yours? Do your descriptions highlight the home? What if you got somebody that isn't a great writer? I got 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, 500,000. That's what they're going to put in. If you read a lot of these write-ups on the for sale by owner sites, you're going to see very limited anything of what they're doing versus what we can do for them. Pictures versus actual. Pictures are one thing and often do not reflect how the home shows. You need to see your competition, attend open houses and schedule a showing. How do they do that? You mean I got to go drive around and look for open houses because they don't know how to find them online?
No, all you do is put a sign in the yard and it sells.
Yeah, that's it. Time versus money. This is a big deal. to most for sale by owners. This is the most important question you need to ask yourself. Do you want to spend the time on the market while your cost to carry is eating up your profits, or sell quicker and move on? This question determines where you will be positioning your home compared to the ones you have looked at and view as competition. You know, they don't think about that. They don't think about, I'm in competition with the guy down the street, you know, because he's listed with Susie from Remax. The other one's listed with Century 21. He doesn't know because he can't see him unless he goes down there and looks at him.
Hey, look at this, Deb. Lauren wrote in, as a high I, like myself, I would never want to do all these things.
Yeah.
Carol wrote in, as a high C, there are way too many typos on this for me.
Yeah.
I believe this is editable though, so you can fix them, Carol.
So here's the deal. What's that personality of that physical you're sitting in front of too? When you get a chance to go over and meet with them, you'll really be able to figure out, are they a D, are they a C, or I, or an S? How can you really then start crafting your presentation and talking to them and gaining that rapport? This is very, very important. So you need to get in front of them to really help understand their personality style so you can align with them.
What I want to do is I want to take away the perceived fear that you have, right? If you could have the conversation just like we're having right now with these topics, we give you the words, have this conversation with the for sale by owner over the next week or two, and keep finding different ways to bring the value. They're going to say, you know what, this is really stupid. Of course, I'm going to try to sell my house on my own. But you realize that 98% of the homes sell with a real estate agent involved.
That's right.
Right.
And you need to align with them. You're trying to sell it on your own for a while. Great. You know, I appreciate that. I appreciate you trying to save some money. Get an appraisal done. Oh my God, I got to go spend money on appraisal. It's important to know what the bank will lend. This will use the appraisal to determine this. They will use the appraisal to determine this. You should be aware of that amount. Is that a wonderful conversation to have? Because most for sale by owners won't do that because they're taking the Zillow analytics that may or may not be right.
We have 3 sales today.
Mhm.
3 sales. The price we put on the house has to attract a buyer to call on it. It's got to attract a realtor to want to show it, and it's got to have an appraiser agree with it.
Okay.
So 3 sales have to be made with the price, and I would love talking about that in our for sale by owner conversations.
Absolutely.
3 sales have to be made.
Yep. Now, what are we doing to the seller? We're telling him you've got to spend money on stuff. Oh, I got to get professional pictures. Oh, now I need to get appraisal done. And then the next point is get a home inspection. With a home inspection, you'll know what repairs to do. Yeah, but I don't want to disclose, you know, my air conditioner that got put in by my brother, Billy Bob, that didn't pull permits, which is what happens for sale by owners. Now you're telling them, oh my God, I got to spend $400 to $600 on a home inspection. You know, they're thinking, they're calculating in their head. And I like, if we went back up a little bit, you know, your length of time on the market is eating into their cost to carry. That's eating into their, up a little bit, eating in their profits.
Sure.
What if they have a mortgage? What if Richard had a mortgage on that house that was, you know, $3,500 a month, and his electric and his water and just everything in general, upkeep and repair, and that house was on the market for 5 or 6 months? Do you think that cut into all their money they were expecting to get? Absolutely.
Well, it depends. If he's living in it, no, because he has to spend that money to go someplace else.
Yeah.
Right. So we don't want to sound silly when we talk to people like that. Just ask them. Now, if the house is vacant, the cost to carry is huge.
Yeah.
But if they're living in it,
They're living it, but if they need to get somewhere, they got to move.
that's right.
So now we're telling this for sale by owner, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to spend money. I got to go do stuff, real stuff, before I should get this on the market. Now you're building your value really on what, and you know, if you're having this discussion, if you hand it to them, say read it, or you can sit down and go over it with them, which I would think it would be a great idea if they will give you the time. Look, let me go over this FSBO guide with you so you can understand everything you're going to have to do. And I would have that conversation, go through this, and you know, they're going to ask you, what do you think about the home warranty? Yeah, you should get one. Because then you
I
really
think there's a subtlety to it, though. It's not. I'm not using this as a fear tactic to overwhelm them. I'm showing them that, because I told you when we were talking on the phone, you know, people think real estate agent's job is to sell a house. It's not. It's to represent the seller and manage the transaction. These are the things that we manage. And this for sale by owner has not thought about any of these things.
Nope.
Right. So
And
now
this
they're
is-
going, oh, this is really helpful. I'm going to do all these things.
Yeah.
And they're going to realize this takes time. I don't have time,
Takes time, takes money.
but I should do it. How would I even offer a home warranty?
Well, you gotta find a home warranty company that you can talk to.
Right. Where do we do that? Google.
So paperwork. Now, I've got two rules of thought on this. Take them a couple contracts and get them totally confused, which may have blank contracts with void written on them, so they can see what they're gonna have to be, so they can really analyze stuff if you've got a high analytical, or just talk about it. You know, there's 3 type of contracts in Florida that you may get, and you need to be aware of them. And you'll have the list here in this little booklet of what type of contracts they are. They have the FAR bar regular, they have the as is, which gives the buyer the right to get out for any reason, you know, within 10 days. And then you've got another CRIS 14 contract. You need to be aware of all the differences. And so, I mean, this is building your value because you're really being able to express the value you're bringing to them. And they are not even, they think there's one contract in Florida. They think it's ironclad for the seller. Even if they've had some closings, it doesn't matter. They really don't understand what's in these contracts like we do.
Well, what if it's a savvy buyer that says, oh, here's my own contract? I had
Yeah.
my lawyer draft a buyer-friendly real estate contract,
Absolutely.
right? At
Yeah.
least we know our contract.
Yeah.
It's the Florida Association of Realtors in conjunction with the Florida Bar. It's got protections in there for all parties. And then we, because of our knowledge of the critical date timeline, are able to negotiate when the deadlines are and keep everybody on track, right? You get presented with a lawyer-drawn contract that's buyer-friendly as a for sale by owner. Just wishing and hoping. That's all you're doing. And more about the contracts.
Yeah.
I mean, an as-is contract. Most sellers think an as-is contract's in their benefit.
Yeah, it's not. You know, it gives that buyer every right to back out for any reason within the cancellation period.
With so much to negotiate through the contracts, it's not just about the price. Does the buyer have an approval letter from a lender or a proof of funds for a cash offer? What is the closing date? How much does the buyer want in repairs? How much money will the buyer put in escrow? How do you know if it's a good offer? What will happen if you receive multiple offers? Which one is better? Right? Think about the situation Chris Reed went through. We had 14 offers on 2 different listings on one weekend. That is stressful, gang. That is not, that's stuff. Escrow. How much are they putting down into escrow? This shows how serious they are. You want as much as possible. Who's going to be your escrow agent? Are you going to take earnest money? Who's going to be your title company? Could we add value and send them to our title company? We got offices in all of our locations ready to go. Inspection period. How long of an inspection period are the buyers asking for? If I'm taking advantage of a sale owner, I'm going to get a 10, 15-day inspection period. Where you come to me in a hot market, you're going to get a 5-day inspection period. Finance approval period. How long is the loan approval period? Is it 30, 45, or 60 days to receive loan approval? How long should it be today? Deb, what are you seeing out there?
45 days.
Pretty much. But what do we really, really want you to do?
It's called the lender when you get
Call
an
the
offer.
lender and find out what's really going on. Guys, in so many ways, I am learning more and more about what are they called? Supply chain disruption. We stopped producing for 2 months. And that was okay if demand went down, but demand came back up. So they turned on the faucets of production, but they couldn't because the workers can't go to work because they can't be in factories. So
Yeah.
we're at limited staff, and lumber, windows, roofing material, all that stuff is behind. And then the rest of the world shut down too. So any devices we were trying to get from China or other places didn't get shipped.
Yeah.
And the world moved on and our supplies are depleted. I mean, I still can't get things from the grocery store. It's ridiculous. Right?
Mortgage title companies are at, they're short staffed. You know, your appraisers are short staffed. There's a lot of arenas that are short staffed right now that really feed to us. So we have to give that time because they will throw in TRID. The lenders will throw in TRID if they have to. And we've seen that a lot lately. They have the right to do that.
I've had 2 of them last week where the
Yeah.
sellers threw a fit. That's just ridiculous. I'm not closing. The buyers threw in TRID, and we had to explain to them that no, they got an automatic 3-day extension.
Yeah, you agreed to it when you signed the contract. Yeah. And that is a great point with your seller to go over when you're sitting down, going over the offer, and let them know what may happen.
There are many steps involved in a successful sale. It can be overwhelming. This is why we created this simplified list to help you. Research the market and define the competition. Have professional photos and videos taken. Create listings on all the sites and social channels. Put the sign up in the yard. Get the home on the MLS and ensure you can meet their compliance standards. Keep the property repairs and keep the property
home ready.
repaired and keep the home show ready. Get an appraisal done. Have an inspection done. Have copies of your CDD, condo docs, condo and homeowner association docs. Ooh, good idea. Monitor competition and adjust to market conditions. Wow.
Do you think they have time to do any of this?
No.
No, they don't. That's why this really shows a lot of your value, because they don't even think about this. And now when you put it in their face, that's why I like this. It really helps them understand the enormity of the work that goes into getting something even under contract and closed.
A great
All
closing
five
consists
buyers.
of. Go ahead.
Are all our buyers qualified? Do we have 100% qualified buyers out there right now?
No, we don't.
No, we don't. They think we do. And I would imagine maybe two-thirds are qualified, maybe a half, because right now what's happening, people have been laid off. People are behind on their mortgage. People are behind on their rents and they're trying to buy a house. There's stuff going on.
Somebody
that,
told me yesterday, Disney's laying off 28,000 people.
Yep. Yeah. Furloughing them, yes.
So how many of those 28,000 people are in the loan application process right now? And what's the lender going to do? They're
Yeah.
going to call to verify employment the day of closing. And when they found out, sorry, we'd let Susie go, then they're going to say loan denied.
Yeah,
And when they say loan denied the day before closing, what happens technically?
well, the buyer's out and
The
they get
buyer's
money
out and they didn't cancel during the loan approval period, so they lose their deposit. So that insult to injury, they're going to lose their deposit and the loan and the house.
Yeah.
Wow. And we haven't
We've
seen.
had several instances where the buyers went in, they're working now, or they got laid off 2 months ago. They don't want to tell the lenders until they start doing the research. They're not telling us they got laid off, but all of a sudden, well, I'm coming back. They told me I could come back to work in October, but that the lenders have to see bank stubs. They have to see their time, there's, money coming in after they get back to work. You can't even get approved for loan until you have verification of employment and coming in. And we have seen these come up a lot lately. Cruise industry, what just happened to you? My God, they just closed them down again for another month or two, which means those people are still off furloughed. So this is what the sellers, the for sale by owners do not know and realize. All they see is a little bubble in the real estate market, and we're busy right now. They don't see all the other challenges we have when it comes to this market, especially with buyers. So great conversations, talk about qualifying the buyers, because they don't know they even have to do that. They just think, oh, the buyers can just get their own qualification.
Let's finish this list. We're running out of time. A great closing consists of finding qualified buyers who have proof of funds or an approval letter from a great lender who follows through with you, right? I make it a point, Mr. Seller, that I always talk to the buyer's lender to find out what's really going on. Using an excellent title company who will put the pull title early, and will follow up with you to let you know if there are any issues. Caution, there are problems with scams and fraud from people who steal the buyer's money before closing during the wiring process. Make sure the title company you use have secure portals for wire transfer, otherwise closings may not happen.
Yeah.
That's
They didn't know about this.
No.
They don't know about this. Critical timelines. We should add a copy of that blank critical timeline sheet in here. Because there's major timelines on the contract for loan approval, loan application, inspection, surveys, appraisals, additional escrow deposits, date of closing that come up through the contract. Make sure the buyer is not in default on any of these or cancels the contract.
Yep.
They're not really thinking this through. Yeah.
And a great closing consists of the seller using licensed contractors for repairs.
Absolutely.
Right. Now, I was thinking a for sale by owner might likely not just say, I'm not making any repairs.
I'm gonna sell as is. Okay.
But when we get involved, our contract gives the buyer the right to get inspections. And then those inspections result in errors. And then it's commonplace in our market that the seller fixes things, right? But it doesn't have to be that way. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Airlines, Allstate set to lay off as well as Disney. Wow.
Yeah, we're not through this. You know,
Mom said, hey, we should ask more commission.
yeah, we should. We should go
That's
back
kind
to
of the attitude I want you to
7%.
have.
We need to go back to 7%.
Well, look, guys, I mean, most people, the majority, the vast majority of people selling their homes put them on the market with a real estate professional. By far. But I just showed you on Zillow how many people are just dabbling out there. So if you could just, this quarter, maybe this is the lane you want to focus on. This quarter, make it a point to become a FSBO slayer.
Mhm.
Right? That was the one message we wanted to get through today. We're going to keep doing this and everything you can do. Some of you are going to say, shit, I should try this. It's not that hard.
Why not? Pick up the phone and make a call. Go knock on a door.
It's
That's a good way to
October
go.
1st, the beginning of the fourth quarter. If you've played any of the games we've talked about with the art of real estate, you set some intentions for what you want to earn this quarter, and you need a path to follow to get there. This is one of those paths. And if you guys decide to do it, make this your path and then stop and just go make it happen. There's plenty of FSBOs out there for you to talk to. There'll be more and more coming,
Yep.
right? And you could provide an amazing amount of value. This FSBO guide, I think, is just awesome for you because it reaffirms in your mind, wow, we really do a lot. And we don't just put a sign in the yard. There's a lot of little mice spinning wheels in the back of this organization, making sure everything comes together and works well, right? Sometimes to us, it seems easy, but it's because there's a process in place and everything goes on behind. The marketing machine runs and trainings go on and education and examples are learned. Everything happens. Your brain is constantly being loaded and we make it look easy, but there's a lot of stuff going on in the background.
Yeah.
Right?
And a lot of people working with you and helping you, you know, when you're getting these listings and stuff. One of the great reasons to go after FSBOs too right now is you get to pick your price ranges. Think about that.
Yeah.
You know, right now, if you're running just with buyers, you're at the mercy of whatever they want to spend. For sale by owners, you're looking at their prices. You can pick the $300, $400, $500 million listings to go after. Why not? This is how you dictate your income. Because if you pick a $400,000 listing for sale by owner, you get the listing. Well, what else do you get from there? You get buyers in that price range. Probably a lot more than you can handle right now, but you will be able to.
Friends and referrals who are probably the same socioeconomic class that they are.
Yeah, yeah. It's a great way to set your price range and set your income for the 2021 coming up. Because it's much easier to deal with higher price homes many times than really cheap stuff. It's the same work. It's the same amount of work. So
today, the idea was, we understand you have fear from not knowing what to say or what to do. So we took away the fear today, give you a script of what to say and a FSBO guide of what to do. And all you got to do is put that in as many hands as you can and have meaningful conversations.
Yeah.
Right? It's a natural that they're going to hire you when you help them along the process.
Absolutely.
And be prepared. Some of them are going to sell. And some people are going to leave money on the table and some people are going to get taken advantage of, and some sellers are going to take advantage of buyers. It's all going to happen. I was listening to an agent on the phone the other day who said, it's a really good conversation about how you really can't overpay today because there's so many protections in with the bank and the appraisal, right? And we didn't even talk about what happens when the house doesn't appraise and you got to renegotiate.
Yeah, we're dealing with that a lot lately.
So if you build rapport with a FSBO, even if they've got a buyer, if that buyer cancels, they're fed up, they're 1 foot out the door to Colorado, they need an agent now, you'll be the one they're going to call, right? It's just being top of mind, guys. So let's do that. You need to stay in front of them.
You need to stay in front of them every week. You should make it a plan to call them the same day every week to show consistency. That's what, you know, I used to plan on every day. I'd sit down on Mondays, make my for sale by owner calls, because guess what? They've been through the weekend. They have people promise to come over. They clean their house. They stay at home. They couldn't get out. And what happened? Maybe nobody showed up. Maybe 5 people came through they didn't know and never got their name or phone number. So by Monday morning, they're going, oh my goodness, I'm getting tired of this. And they may start talking to you on the 2nd or 3rd contact in more depth. And they may end up saying, come on over. I'm tired of this. We cleaned all weekend. We were home all weekend and nobody came over. And that is their mindset. And they get fed up really fast, but it's up to you to stay in front of them on a weekly basis until they're ready. And so it's all about you building that rapport and getting to know them, being yourself with them and offering the help. We have a lot of help. We can offer a lot of help. And
Yep.
you can just be the ear to listen to them when they need to think about where they're going, anything issues they're coming up with. You can be a guide for them and a help for them until they're ready to listen. They will list with you if you spend enough time with them, you know, most of the time. Now, the Stars and Tampa Bay, their last game the other night, the last 2 minutes, well, actually the last third they played, how many shots did Tampa Bay make? You know, it was amazing. Tampa Bay was shooting at that net, I don't know, probably 10 times more than the Stars were. And they won. They took more shots than anybody. And they won the championship, guys. You've got to take the shots. Not everything's going to go in the net, but you've got to take the shots out there. And the more shots you take, the more chances you are going to be, you're going to be able to make meeting somebody that wants to work with you and will list with you and that you'll like. So take the shots. Who cares if you got to make 20 phone calls, FSBOs today? You may find 2 or 3 that really want to work with you.
Well, let's get some practice down, because what we've always taught is identify 20 for sale by owners that you'd be interested in working with. Call them all and identify 5 that you really like.
Mhm.
And just work those 5 consistently. Because this is a 7 callback game, guys. It's not
It is.
slam, bam, thank you, bam. And I love Deb, on Mondays is when you call your FSBOs. So
That's
if you've
right.
got 5 you're consistently working, you call 5 on Monday, find out how the weekend was, offer some value,
Mhm.
let them go, call them next Monday, find
Yep.
out how their weekend was, give them some more value, let them go. Call them next Monday. Oh, they sold. Now you've only got 4. So you add one of the 20 back in, so you have 5, and you're always working 5. Come on, who can't make 5 phone calls every Monday
Absolutely.
for the potential of getting a listing or a sale or a referral?
Yeah. And why
Right?
wouldn't you? You know, this is a game where on the 4th or 5th week, they're going to pick up the phone and go, I'm tired of this. I've been listening to you for the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Right, yeah, you've been calling me every week for 4 weeks, and you guys have sold 85 houses and we've sold none.
Yeah.
We give up. Come on, sell my house.
Yeah.
And then you don't even need a listing presentation. You've already built the rapport.
Oh, yeah. That's another hour we could spend or 2 or 3.
Cool. All right, well, I got Jonathan coming over. We're gonna do some videoing today, get some training done. And what did it say, Thursday? They
Yeah.
really all blend in together, so. Very cool. Well, Deb, thank you for good class today. Everybody online, thank you very much. Have a great Thursday. Please consider adopting FSBO as one of your focuses. 5 calls a week over the course of 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks will generate listings for you.
Absolutely.
Listings will generate sales, and we all set our intentions for what we're going to do for the quarter. This could help you get there. All
Great
right.
tool in your belt.
Rock on, everybody. Have a great Thursday.
Have a great Thursday.
Ooh.